That was quite the play. So here we go. Unstoppable on top and Tin 2 along the bottom.
Huge fan of Unstoppable switching up from the Three Musketeers deck that he was scouted out in the first match. Like if he brought a Three Musketeers deck here, I think he'd be in trouble. Three Musketeers actually very weak to Expo, so I think Tin 2, besides being a big Expo player, sort of knew what he was doing, right? Was trying to play for that. Great placement there. If you guys don't know that, if you place Mortar or Expos in that spot you just saw for Tin 2, they will shoot center-placed Elixir Collectors. Very good play out of there. I think Unstoppable, though, has a good chance against Tin 2 because he's got a Rocket. Rocket counters Expo very well because it does almost all of the Expo's health worth of damage. Expo's only going to get a couple shots off.
Yeah, and it's interesting to see a Rocket in this deck versus Lightning because he does have that Golem. Usually for the Lightning is for Inferno Towers, but obviously Tin 2 doesn't have Inferno Tower in this deck. But usually you can pair with Lightning or even Zap, and he doesn't have either of those.
What I would expect to see here is a Tornado Rocket. So if there's things like Executioner and stuff on defense against the Golem, you're going to see everything tornadoed together and rocketed. Although it's got to happen soon because we have a huge counter push here. The Night Witch and the Executioner are blocking for the always deadly Expo that is just lighting up Unstoppable's tower. He just now is getting 6 Elixir to rocket it, and I think he might have to do that. No, he's going to go for
He's going to pump and just take the tower down.
Let the tower go.
He's going to let it go.
It's much harder to get your Expo to take a second tower. It's like easy to get the first tower because you can catch people off guard, but it's much harder when there's only really one tower to shoot at.
Especially when that tower is the tower you have to lock on with the Expo.
Yeah.
So if Unstoppable goes for Tin 2's left lane tower, Tin 2 is going to have a hard time taking care of Unstoppable's second tower.
Yes.
And that's exactly what Unstoppable is doing. He's going for that left-hand tower.
Especially once they hit double Elixir time here in 10 seconds, the Golem deck has a huge advantage because you're gaining Elixir so quickly that even if an Expo comes down, you can usually get a Golem on the board and let the Golem absorb all of that. On the other hand, Tin 2, no slouch here because he's got the Tornado Executioner plan. He's got the Tornado's really tough to deal with if you're a tank deck.
Is that the Tornado just pull the tanks back, and especially with an Executioner on the field, it stops the tank and the support units behind it, and a beautiful double Tornado right there. Unstoppable tried to pull the Executioner into the other lane, but then Tin 2 reacted and pulled the bats into the other lane.
That was a very weird reaction. Did that Executioner just cross back left from the right side of the board all the way to the left? I felt like the Executioner was far enough that he was on the other side of the board.
I think it was because the Executioner locked on when he was on the left-hand side of the board.
Got it. So he's coming back forward.
Yep. And there's a Tornado Executioner pair right there. The Tornado sweeping everything up, and Unstoppable trying to react, but 10 seconds with all these troops going down, this is not looking good.
And that's, you know what, we talk about like rock, paper, scissors matchups, or oh, it's so hard to win this matchup, etc., etc. Tin 2, great Expo player. Like, no joke, one of the best, like top 10 Expo players in the world.
Yep.
And even though
the epitome of Expo damaging.
And we do. Tin 2 is still playing his Expo deck. We've seen Unstoppable switch to Lava Loon Rocket. Now, this is weird because I thought Lava Loon was worse against Expo than Golem was. What do you think made him make this change?
He might... I honestly don't know.
Yeah,
I honestly don't know.
Maybe he just didn't expect him to play another one.
What's also interesting is knowing that Tin 2 played Expo in the first game, that he even chooses to run Lava Loon in the first place because Expo has a favorable matchup against Lava Loon.
We talked about that in tournament talk. Like we said, Expo didn't win a CCGS tournament, but it was one of the highest performing decks when people played it. I'm really surprised that... I mean, whatever. I guess I could be wrong here. Here's where the advantages are for Unstoppable. Let's talk about how he can win this matchup, because we did just see someone win an unfavorable matchup, so I'm not writing Unstoppable off yet. Same time, he opened up with the Elixir Collector. This time, instead of the Expo shooting it, it went on the tower and got countered pretty quickly, so that did give Unstoppable a bit of an Elixir advantage. He's going to maybe take down... Oh, no! Another Tornado!
And there's a Bloom going on the left-hand lane. Tin 2 doesn't have anything to stop it. He just used the Tornado.
He just used Tornado. I was actually worried about the Lava Push, but you're right. That little stealthy balloon on the side is going to get at least 2 drops.
There it is, the 2 drops, and the Expo's going to fall, and now there's the tower's locked onto the Lava Hound. Oh, the Baby Dragon does come down.
Yeah, the Baby Dragons, I wonder how many of these Lava Pups are going to get damage on the tower. Of course, some will be distracted by the skeleton, but some of them are getting that damage on there. We may see this go to a 1 tower down on each side sort of game, and I don't really know who that's going to favor. Probably favors the Lava Loon player at that point.
Yeah, I would definitely think so because, again, they're on opposite lanes. Once the Expo is placed, you can just drop the balloon right on top.
And Unstoppable is looking unstoppable right now. Look at that Elixir bar. He just played his Lava Hound, and Tin 2 is only now having enough for the Expo. He's going to try to build up a big defense here, but I think Unstoppable might have an overwhelming Elixir advantage.
Yeah, let's see if Unstoppable goes with that split lane push again, where he puts the balloon in the left-hand lane to finish it off. The Executioner is going to go down in the right-hand lane right there. Baby Dragon, is he going to put down the balloon to follow, or is he going to let them... Ooh, the Tornado. The Tornado missed the Baby Dragon.
That was a very odd, I think he was trying to hit both, right? Like he was trying to grab both lanes, but it just missed by one. One health! One!
Oh,
and Tornado doesn't work!
No, so he has to either rocket or get to the tower.
One! One! Oh my god, if he loses this game, it's going to be the biggest, saddest... Okay, this is a rocket, but here's the thing. Just put him in a bad position here. You got to rocket this. You're going to take out so much stuff with that rocket, but at the same time, if you rocket, will you be able to get back to it in time?
Yeah.
He's just going to let it go.
The Expo's going to take... He has to
So
rocket the
mad.
one-health tower.
Oh,
yeah, Unstoppable.
no.
Oh, man. But Unstoppable does have the tower advantage right now.
It's a good point.
Especially against an Expo deck.
Yeah, he's got the damage lead. Of course, the balloon can be played in the middle. You can always see another... Not the Expo.
Yeah, there's a balloon on top of
It's
the
going to
Expo.
drop right on. Oh, it's getting tornadoed off, but it already got a huge drop on it. Will it get another one here nearby? And a downside of the Night Witch doesn't hit those minions.
Yeah. So the minions are going to live, take out the bats, and move to the King Tower if they want to. But oh, the Night Witch does still get a hit on tower. There's two Executioners, now a Night Witch in the center of the base. Let's see if Unstoppable can stop this. Night Witch is moving to the left-hand tower.
Oh, he's got a rocket!
But
Makes
the bats! The bats are doing so much damage.
What a turnaround!
The Fireball's going to come in. 110 remains on that top 5, and the Expo's going to lock on.
Insane! What can you do to stop 10-2? Unstoppable had a 4 or 5 Elixir advantage. Had that tower dead to rights. 1 health left on the tower.
1 health.
I've always been saying the only hit point that matters is the last one, but I didn't mean it like that.